What's going on, fishing friends? How is everybody doing on this wonderful day? Hope you're all doing fine. This is Steve from Badger Outdoors coming to you from the F-150 studio. I just got off the lake from a very sad and pathetic morning of fishing. I really don't want to talk about it, to tell you the truth, but it was bad. Probably the worst times out this year so far for me, especially at the lake I was at. I usually have pretty good luck there, and it just wasn't going well for me today. I think because we've had some very cold weather at night. I mean, it's August. Why is it 50 degrees at night? That's crazy. That shouldn't be happening until, next month. But anyway, that's not the point of this video. I wanted to give you guys an update on the video I recently made a few weeks ago on the Berkley's NanoFilament fishing line that I tested out, and my first impressions on it were pretty decent, but that opinion has changed. Honestly, I am nothing against Berkley. I do use other products of theirs. I got their trans optic on one of my reels right now, which has been doing well. I've used Fireline before, and I have ripped branches straight off trees with that and never had an issue. I also use their Vanish fluorocarbon, which not a lot of people like, but I never really had an issue with it. Yeah, so this isn't anything against Berkley as a whole, but I do want to give an update on the Nano line. My last video, I did comment that I had issues with it actually wrapping around the spool here, this part of the spool, and it actually got up inside of, up in here, and got tangled, and I had to rip off about 10 yards of it. And I kind of chalked it up to new line, it's going to twist on you a little bit, but after that first time out, it really wasn't an issue anymore. I did also have a rattle trap that I tied on, and first cast, freshly tied, out into the wild blue yonder, never to be seen again, snapped right off. So I lost that, and also before I tied that on, I actually was cinching down a knot, and it just snapped on me. So I kind of chalk that up to maybe a fluke, maybe the first time out, new line, yada yada yada. But after today, I will say that I recommend maybe making a different choice when it comes to a super line, as they claim. So here is the issue I had today. I don't know if you can see that. There's a few pieces there. Ooh, there's some good ones. You see that? See, it's fraying. Why is it fraying? This is $20 for 150 yards. Why is it fraying like this? So the story is I was fishing the Ned rig, and as you know, it's got the Ned rig, if you've fished it before, it's got that open hook, so you do get it snagged on stuff along the way, and I actually snagged it a few times, and I had the line break on me, not once, not twice, but 3 times. 3 times. Very disappointing. The first 2 times I actually snagged a stick, reeled it in, tightened up the line to take the hook off, and snap. About 2 feet up from the hook, the line just snapped off, and the hook, stick, and everything just sank and gone. The third time I just got snagged on something, went to rip it off, and snapped again. And that's not a good thing, you don't want to snap line like that, and it's not good. Don't be douchey, and you don't want to be a douche and leave your line out in the water like that. I mean, it's not good for the wildlife. I mean, especially if you got a fish on, if that happened, I mean, the hook's going to be in the fish's mouth, and the line's going to be in the water, and it's just not a good thing. You don't want that to happen. And it's frustrating just to have losing the fish like that, especially if it's a good fish. You don't want to lose it. So you want to have confidence in your line, and especially if you're spending $20 for a high quality, the strongest fiber on earth, as Berkley claims. Not sure about that, but you don't need it to be fraying like that. So my new opinion is I would recommend not buying this line. I will be taking it off this spool here and replacing it with something else, and will never be purchased again by myself. $20 for 150 yards to me is pretty pricey. I mean, I work hard for my money. I don't want to be wasting it on a product that doesn't perform the way it's supposed to at a high dollar like that. So needless to say, I will not be purchasing this stuff ever again. I mean, also I lost some hooks, some jig heads, some mushroom jig heads from the Ned rig. I lost a few of those today. You know, you're losing money on line that breaks. I mean, and you're gonna lose fish too, so that's not good. So I would advise you to maybe steer clear from this, and maybe you've used it before, maybe you haven't had an issue, but I've used it 4 or 5 times now, and it shouldn't be happening with line that new. So I would recommend going out and buying something else. But anyway, hopefully you watch my other video on it, and hopefully you click on this one and watch it, and hopefully pick up something from it. I don't want you wasting your money either. And yeah, so I also will be having a Guggen Ned rig. Speaking of the Ned rig that I was fishing today, I will have a review of the new Guggen rattling Ned rig baits, and that should be coming out here in a couple days, so stay tuned for that. And as always, keep tying them on and living the dream, and I will see you soon. Stay tuned.